Previously on the Hot and Cold podcast.
We have a zoo code of conduct in place.
I find this fascinating and extremely important. I feel like the post-Aggie benefits are good as well.
You obviously did the thing. Now we need to figure out what to do about it.
You know, guacamole, that it's like almost like a paste.
Do you prefer cherry or green Jell-O?
Let's see here. 3, 2, 1. Matt Davidson, what's up, buddy?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
So glad you came in.
Yes, sir.
What an awesome time to be doing a GP Sports recap, man. I know we were 3-0. What, 2014 maybe?
Yeah, but this team's different. You know.
Was that Lechuga?
Yeah, that was Lechuga. They were good. You know, don't get me wrong, but I would say that their schedule was easier back then.
Okay.
Than it is
Really?
now. It's much harder now.
So GP Gophers 3-0.
Yeah, they beat
our
beat
boy.
McKinney Boyd.
McKinney Boyd.
That's a solid team.
Okay.
And they beat Mesquite, another solid team.
And is Sam Houston district?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're 1-0 in district.
Now
Sam Houston, is not the same, but they still had a good quarterback running around, tough to contain. And GP finally figured it out. Of course, Savion Red. You heard of him.
Yeah, man.
And
we talked about Savion Red in basketball on our last deal.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a junior now.
Yeah, and he's committed to SMU.
Man, I follow him on Instagram, and it's just so funny seeing
he's a stud.
These kids. But man, I'm telling you, this is exciting. Who's next?
So next is a good team. They lost Arlington Martin last week. That's Arlington Colts.
So Arlington Colts.
Yeah, that's tough matchup. We're gonna see how good GP really is.
Right. It seems like I thought they adjusted. I thought I saw that in their playing, right? In the sense that something wasn't working.
Right.
And Savion will play running back as well, right?
He'll play running back. He'll play quarterback. He'll play wide receiver. That's what he's supposed to play, wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
He'll play safety. He'll play linebacker. He's the size of a linebacker.
Yeah. Is he? What about defense then?
Yeah, he'll get out there and play safety and linebacker.
Really?
He goes both ways. And they have good linebackers, though. They got Alex Torres, really good junior linebacker.
Yeah.
See, the thing is Coach Tatamy started all these guys when they were freshmen and sophomores. Now these guys are juniors.
Wow.
So just think how good they're going to be next year.
Wow. And that's with Savion's class, right?
That's his whole class.
Well, so this is a 2-year entertainment.
Might be a 3-year cycle because there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are on varsity right now. Tatamy's being pretty smart with how he's doing this.
Tatamy's the head coach.
Yes.
And last year was his first year?
No, last year was his second year. He's been here. This is his 3rd year now. First 2 seasons, he had tough times. Of course, you're in the toughest district in the state.
Yeah.
DeSoto, Cedar Hill.
Oh, killer.
What?
How is it? How are we going to go to the games? I mean, we haven't been yet because of it seemed just kind of like a strange deal, and honestly, it was laziness. I started thinking about before. It was just like, okay, I can run up there real fast.
Well, you have to purchase them online in advance.
Okay.
On gpisd.org, or you can call GPISD, the Ed Center, Education Center, and you could talk to Ida Arredondo, or talk to Troy Matthew, Coach Bartell. He's not in right now. He's going through some stuff.
Yeah.
So we pray for Coach Bartell.
Absolutely.
And but yeah, I hope he gets back soon and on his time. But with all that being said, you can call and order tickets by paying with a card. Nothing's done with cash anymore.
Okay.
And I think at the gate they might let you buy it, but I'm not gonna say that
for sure.
I don't think they're doing that.
So it's more about cash and handling tickets.
Yeah,
not about
no touch.
We're not too concerned. We're less concerned about the spacing. Of course, they're distancing out there.
Yeah, so the GP games, the first GP game against McKinney Boyd, there was still a pretty good crowd. We thought was about 300 or 400 people that were there. They're only doing 40%, so you can fit about 1,500 to almost 2,000 on each side.
Wow.
But if you take that down, it's like you only have like 800.
Okay. Previous years it seems like we didn't have as many anyway. So,
yeah.
But having a good talent out there will change that.
Yeah.
And we'll have to practice some of those protocols. I started thinking once you add in band and some of the students, that number jumps up pretty fast.
Yeah.
You said about 800 though is where.
Yeah, and so the band for GP is a little smaller than South is. South has a pretty big band, so their band takes up a lot more of the stands, and that's bad for the fans in the stance of, well, you're not going to get to go watch your team. You're going to have to watch them online. GP band, hey, you got a small band, you can fit more people.
More people. So Arlington Colts this week and SGP's next week.
Yeah, so SGP and GP play next week. This week I'll be doing the Arlington Martin and SGP game because I do both schools.
Okay.
And so that was kind of the deal. They're like, oh, you want to do GP? Well, you got to do South too. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll show them some love.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Man, we'll take it. So, that means you're not what that basically means you're not going to Arlington Colts Stadium.
My dad will go, and my dad will text me score updates.
Sure.
And I look at it like this: Arlington Martin lost to Denton Ryan. Denton Ryan went to state last year.
Wow.
Arlington Martin beat Arlington Colts by 4 touchdowns last week.
Wow.
So if Arlington Martin did that to Arlington Colts, I'm thinking GP's right there with Arlington, in my opinion, because GP just blew out Sam Houston 47-19.
Yeah, that was a definite. That wasn't just like another game. I mean, they had fun with that.
I'm the only person, well, me and like one other person, because I do pick them in the Fort Worth Star Telegram.
Okay.
And I was one of the few people to pick Grand Prairie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like I picked GP this week to beat Arlington.
Good. And
I picked South and they lost to Bowie.
How exciting would that be if GP's 4-0? I mean, I really.
I'll do one better. How exciting would it be if GP beats Arlington and then they beat South, and then you're looking around and like, oh, GP's in first place in the district and they clinched a playoff spot already?
Already.
And they haven't even had to play Arlington Martin yet or Bowie?
Well, and what I see, I feel like why I think it's possible that this happens is watching Savion.
Yeah.
And his ability to play different positions, his ability to.
He's an X factor.
Yeah, man.
With him on the field, you feel like you got a good chance to do anything.
So I remember watching him in basketball, and my good friend, Joe Avers is telling me about Savion, and I'm just watching, and as he's telling me this, he tells me about the 2 studs we have, and he says, well, there's Savion. He's just a sophomore. Real quick, steals the ball a lot. Right when he says that, Savion jumps out in front of a ball, takes it down, jams it. I'm like, right. It was just so perfect, and it just proved that that agility, athleticism as a sophomore. And guess what? That was a year ago, almost. We're looking right at about a year ago, and so this guy, in a year, especially at that age, you're growing so much and becoming more talented.
Yeah,
and so
he's gotten taller too.
Good. Yeah. So he seemed short because you're comparing him to these big, tall basketball players.
Yeah. Well, I would compare him now. I would compare him to the Rhett Bomars. I would compare him to the Jalen Posey.
Okay.
And whoever else has been good at sports for GP in the history, like Palmer back in the '80s. I watched a little bit of their footage.
So
big man, RIP.
Without getting too far ahead, you think they'll let him play basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so the basketball season starts like the week of Thanksgiving.
Here in a few, yeah. So it's about a month out, and football
will be going. It's going to overlap, so I'm gonna have to figure out that with the basketball announcing and then me doing the play-by-play. I'll figure that out. I'm sure the basketball coaches will be okay without me being there.
Yeah, if they're doing anywhere close to what they're doing now, it's gonna be blocking each other, right? I mean,
what I'm hoping is this GP team is different from years past, to where you don't win the first 3 games for nothing. You win them and you keep on winning.
Yeah. Well, and regardless, putting that talent out there, I guess the point is they're going to push into basketball season. You'll just have to decide what your passion is, right?
Well, yeah, and Savion too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of their best players in basketball.
Well, I tell you what, that's my favorite thing about a guy like Savion is I'm looking forward to watching sports, and it sucks that like COVID. When I want to go the most, we're gonna have restrictions. But the reality of it is, I can go to the football game.
You can.
There's nothing that keeps me from going to the football game.
Nothing.
And as of right now, there's nothing that's going to stop us from going to the basketball game, right? I mean,
right. And they're just going to spread people out. They'll do every other bleacher.
Yeah.
And then they'll do, if you're with a group of 4, you could sit together.
Yeah, and nobody sits up top in the Palace anyway. I'd love to go up there and do that. Palace, is that?
We still call it the Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a palace.
Yeah, well, especially compared, I think they called the other one the dungeon.
Yeah.
And so it was like, when that thing came out, it was a palace compared
I
to
walked into the other one when I went to school there. I'm like, man, this feels like 70s and 80s. I'm just like, I love how it felt, but then you go to your big gym and you're like, yeah, this is a big gym.
So I think it's past statute of limitations, but I have, I'm going to say 70s, but it's probably more like 80s or 90s. GP warm-up suit.
Oh, nice.
And I got it from the dungeon when we played in there.
That's pretty sweet.
And I've worn it to 2 Halloween events that GP has put on, and people are like, "Oh my!" I mean, they're just like their eyes light up. Where did that come from? So
that's pretty sweet. Is it like a light baby blue or is it white?
No, it's the blue and it has red stripes in it, and it's got the GP on it. And I want to say 70s, right? But I think
a lot of people
like
don't know GP. Most football jerseys and basketball used to be looking like a lot like SMU.
Sure, no, I think that's exactly right. They had that red in it. That was the thing. I think they just got rid of the red.
They got rid of the
South.
Yeah, they got rid of the red basically because of South.
Yeah,
and then they essentially just made it white and blue. I would have liked it to put a little black in there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the other kind of weird thing about GP, the gopher, how it's transformed over the years.
It has.
You have the mean gopher, and some even call one of them kind of like a goofy looking gopher. But the smile, I guess the smiling gopher is too nice, I guess is what the.
Well, that's been on a lot of graphics. So, like, I did the homecoming game when we played against Sam Houston. I just announced that on a lot of the graphics on the board, and then during commercials, you would see the little smiling gopher.
Okay, that's my preference.
Me too.
Yeah, so let's get back to it, man. So, first game,
they beat McKinney Boyd.
And I remember looking at the schedule, and it just said Boyd. And I was kind of wondering what it was. So it was McKinney Boyd.
Yeah, they have like 3 high schools up there.
Savion scores a couple touchdowns.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Made them look pretty bad.
There was one. The one was like a 70-yarder, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he caught it off another receiver on his team's hands.
Yeah, flipped it. Wow.
And took it to the house.
And then the other one was like a end zone leaping catch, right?
Yep.
Wow.
And then so they went on the road against Mesquite, and I announced the SGP and them were both gone. But anyway, so South beat Mesquite by 2, and then GP beat Mesquite by like 10.
Yeah, it's funny because that was the game we were watching on the YouTube, and they got a safety. No, they gave up a safety, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then it was like nothing, and then they gave up a touchdown. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just like, GP won a game, and here we go.
The Mesquite
like,
broadcasters, they had 2 people. I enjoyed watching their broadcast, but I think I bring more energy. That's just me, though.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't say it enough, man. I admire your passion for doing this, and I can't thank you enough for even coming on here and talking about it.
I'll continue.
Yeah, and especially entering into a time where we've got a few athletes that can make GP worth talking about.
I think this is a good time period to be in. I haven't seen them as good as this. Their offensive line is what I looked at the most. You got some big offensive linemen, and they're all around 6'3", 6'4", one of them 6'5".
Yeah.
And so you just got lucky.
I can recall, and this might have been back closer to the Lechuga days, but there was a lineman then that was just, of course, I didn't find out if he went on to anything, but it was like one of these biggest guys and just pancake people every play. And all the way up to the NFL, that's where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a guy like Savion all day, but if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw him the ball.
You need those linemen.
Yeah. So, okay, so in Mesquite, did he go to running back?
Yeah, he did.
See?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about. They're losing. They can't get the ball off. He's worthless out on, playing receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So they put him at running back, and it changes the game, right?
Yep. Oh, he's a game changer.
What did he score from the running back position?
Yeah, he did. See, Mesquite ISD, the way they do theirs, you can't rewatch their games, but you can rewatch the GP ISD games on the GP ISD YouTube page.
That's interesting.
So if you like to watch any of the GP games this year, you can just go on there and watch that. The ones that have been home.
GP ISD webpage.
We do, so GP ISD
YouTube page.
So we do the home games.
Yeah. We'll
yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick search. Maybe we can do it now. I don't know what it is like. With the YouTube rules, I can play it, but if I play something that means I can't make money on the episode, well, I ain't making money on the episodes, right?
Yeah.
So it don't matter to me.
Well, I work for the district anyway.
Does that affect future? And that's where I'm always concerned about.
No, I don't think so, because as long as you're not playing music that's copywritten, I think you're good. And there's no music.
I just don't know all the rules on it, and so.
Yeah, if you type, there you go, right there, Sam Houston, right down there.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's
1,600 views. That's a legit amount of views for.
There was a lot of penalties in that game.
Was there really?
Yeah, so GP was up like 14 to think they were like 13 or 14-7 for the longest, and then they just broke it open.
GP was up 14-7.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's trying to take you to McKinney Boyd. I guess there you go. You got it now.
Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, you'll hear me come in. Savion wears number 2. Their quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback's really good. Michael
Oh, here
Stallworth.
we go. This we can watch a quick play here. We can keep going. Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Super cool. What's quarterback's name?
Michael Stallworth.
Stallworth. What grade?
6'2".
What grade?
Junior.
Junior.
Yep. Watch this.
Dude, so him and Savion are boys, man.
Yeah, he's good.
If they're the same age,
Most of the team's juniors.
oh man, that cohesiveness can make a real difference. And he just did a nice
Look
little.
how big the offensive line is. They're not small.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
Look, he got it off.
He got it off.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, boy.
Look at that.
So what do we? So and you said Sam Houston's just kind of. They're not great.
They're average to below average, but
Yeah.
GP did what they were supposed to against them.
Oh well, no matter who they are, GP ran all over them.
Yeah.
So.
The quarterback for GP is the main difference. We haven't had a good quarterback like this in some
Really?
years.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a junior. Yeah,
He's a
buddy.
junior. And he's a basketball player.
Okay.
So then you
So I'm a basketball guy.
Mhm.
I was telling you a while ago, I'm going to get Jackie. I'm going to get basically donate to the Booster Club,
Yeah.
I guess. Now, the reason I'm doing that is so I can do cups and,
Yeah.
and advertise my real estate. I mean, I'm poor folk, man. I got to make money somehow.
Well, at the games also, I'll be sure to talk about Austin Insurance and all that at the
Yeah.
games as well. We'll plug
Yeah.
all that.
We're going to do real estate.
Yeah.
That's my main gig.
Nice.
So
We'll plug that too.
brought to you by Realtor Cole Humphrey. No,
Cole Humphrey.
Yeah.
You know, I'll rock the mic.
Yeah, and that man. When Jackie said that, I was like, "That's a perfect idea." But I like the idea of the cup, the plastic cup,
Yeah.
right? I mean, a lot of times if you get a plastic cup,
You will keep it.
yeah, you're keeping it. It'll sit in your fridge.
Yep, and
I
you'll
mean,
use
in
it.
your cabinet. And
Put
you'll
your drinks in it.
Yeah, buddy.
Water, beer,
And if
whatever.
you don't, you want to keep it because it has that GP logo on it,
Yep.
and that's your one thing keeping you to your link to high school.
Yep.
But Jackie was saying something about the concessions aren't going to be doing cups. Something about COVID protocols, and they can only fill up a water bottle or something like that. So you don't know anything about that, I guess.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jackie does because he's.
So what about right now at the football games?
So at the football games, I've seen the players on the field when they have timeouts. They're being brought bottles of water from the trainers. They're not being brought to squirt in.
Jug.
Yeah.
What about the concessions? Have you not noticed the concessions?
See, I've been in the press box,
Yeah.
but I will tell you in the press box, what's been different is that when you go to the lady that usually would just be there to
Buy
make
food or whatever. Get food.
they take care of us up there in the press box. So instead of me going to the refrigerator to get a drink, she'll grab the drink and hand it to me.
Okay.
And then so we get either catered by Chick-fil-A, Applebee's, or Spring Creek.
Yeah. So they're still doing that.
Yeah, prepackaged meals.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't put anything that we want on our plate
Okay.
like we used to.
Right.
Now it's a prepackaged meal that is handed to you, and then you go on your way. Now there was some COVID outbreaks in that press box, but it was a month ago.
really?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not around them.
Yeah.
I never showed any signs, symptoms, negative tests, so
Right.
I'm good.
I am not belittling it in any way when I say this, but I don't get sick. I don't get the flu. I rarely get the cold. I've always been, luckily,
Healthy.
I'm just a healthy dude.
Yeah.
And so
Same with me.
I'm less concerned. I don't want. I respect everybody else's opinion and concern for the healthiness. And of course, so sad to hear about Bartell being sick.
Yeah.
I saw an update today. He's doing a little bit better. That's good news. But I had an uncle who did die just recently. He had gotten better, and then this is not. We're far from it.
Did your uncle pass away from COVID?
Yeah. When you're so active, your body's in shape and doing things, and then when you just sit down and do nothing,
Lose your routine. Yeah.
It does number on your body. So his body was fighting more than just COVID.
Yeah.
Which is my one argument in the COVID situation is it's a nasty thing. I hope this encourages people to eat healthier, be active, have a body that's prepared to fight off a disease,
Right.
or a vaccine, a cold. I mean, and as in shape, you can be super in shape and get it and kick your butt.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it won't. However, chances are you're more likely to kick it. You're more likely to fight it off if your body is in health and in good shape.
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of these athletes that'll get it and nothing. These guys are top tier shape.
And they're on vitamins. And
Yeah. Well, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium. These are vital.
And I take my vitamins every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's why you said you're not getting it. And
Not yet. Knock on wood.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. That's my big thing. I say these things. I'm still a knucklehead. I don't know half I'm talking about. Cool, man. So excited. So took care of. So it was Boyd, Mesquite, which was kind of tough, but that's what I love about that they transisted.
Mesquite is a solid team.
Yeah, they've always been.
Boyd,
They've always been a solid
Skeeters,
team.
yeah, Skeeters.
Yeah. We played Mesquite regularly back in my day, and I think that's always been kind of like one of those teams you from on the other side of the Metroplex that you play as an exhibition. Of course, it goes to your record, but I love how they adjusted.
Yep.
They didn't have to do that against Sam Houston.
No.
What do you have any anticipation with Arlington Colts? What might play out? What might
Colts
happen?
have a very fast quarterback.
So our defense needs to be ready. I mean, our
Yes.
defense this is going to come to. I feel like we're going to score 20 points.
Yeah, we could score.
So is our defense going to keep it under 20 points?
See, the thing about Arlington that I've noticed with Arlington is that they've got a lot of players that have come in from private school, like a couple kids from Nolan Catholic came in there. So I'll keep an eye on that. Anyways, but Arlington just lost to Martin by like 51 to 28.
No way.
Yeah, Arlington Martin did what they wanted to them.
Interesting.
So I looked at Arlington Martin. Arlington Martin lost to a team pretty good by a couple touchdowns to a team that went to state last year, Denton Ryan. So I'm using my common sense, and I'm thinking that if GP can beat Arlington, then we'll know that GP
sets the stage.
Yeah, then it's like in basketball. When GP beat Highland Park, then I started telling everybody, yeah, they're different than last year's team. So, yeah.
Do you know, are there lines right now? Like, and I know gambling's not encouraged, but lines are still like, I'm not saying a gambling standpoint. I'm just saying what's expected. I guess the lines are gambling no matter how you look at it, except that they do give an indication of what the score may or may not be.
Well, I think a lot of sport writer friends of mine, because I do pick them in the Star Telegram, Fort Worth Star Telegram, they would assume that Arlington would win by at least 10 points.
10 points.
But they're going off previous GP teams. They're not going off this year's GP team because none of them have really watched this year's GP team. Of course I have.
So all day, I'll take GP plus 10.
Yeah.
So would you take that bet?
Yes.
GP plus 10?
Because I think that GP can beat Arlington.
You don't need the points.
Yeah, right. I think they're going to beat Arlington until Arlington shows me otherwise.
Would you bet $100?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This year I would, not last year.
Yeah, not last year.
No, or the year before. You know what I mean?
Well, $100 is a lot of money, so that's why I said 100. Like if
Yeah.
you're willing to put up 100, that's legit.
Savion Red. As long as he's healthy, you're good.
You're right, man. And
Because he hasn't lost yet this year.
again, I'm going back to the adjustment. He's going to be a receiver. They're going to try to throw him the ball. If they can't get the ball to him,
They're going to hand it to
they're
him.
going to hand it to him.
Either way, he is getting the ball.
And if handing it to him doesn't work, they're going to
Direct
make him a
snap.
quarterback. Yeah.
But what's good about this team is that it has an offensive line, and the quarterback is fast. Our quarterback, Michael Stallworth, he can run around.
Yeah. I thought they were going to do a pitch a while ago. I thought that was when you said, watch this.
Oh, he kept it. He's done the pitch, though, before. That's what he does. He fakes people out. They're about to score anyways right here.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'll let it keep going here.
Long
Was
time.
it last year when they were just, and I know the last probably 2 years, but they were just,
They're bad.
horribly bad.
Horribly bad.
And just not even, they couldn't
So
even compete.
2016 was Bartell's last year coaching them, or 2016, 2017.
They made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs by default.
by default because
Cedar Hill played an ineligible player against them,
Yeah.
and so then GP
But-
just took care of business.
But also wasn't it because that was the first year they added four playoff spots
the 4 playoff spots have been around,
for a couple years?
yeah, for probably a couple years before that, but still it helps.
Still, yeah.
I'm sure if we go back to Rhett Bomar's days, he would have went to the playoffs every year
Yeah.
if you would have had 4 teams.
Right.
Only
No,
2
there's
teams
no
went when
doubt.
Rhett was there.
That happened a lot to us being in fourth place. So
I know you guys are probably looking at it like, hey, man, we could have made the playoffs back then.
well, I don't like the 4-team deal. I mean, just send everybody if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Participation.
and I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Are you a 3 guy? You think 3 could go?
Yeah, three's a good number. You know, it's like baseball adding more playoff. You know, baseball's still pure in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 4 teams. That's
Yep.
it. Whereas NHL and NBA, it's half the league.
Right.
Goes to the playoffs. And hey, it's good for excitement. It's good for the game. It's good for revenue.
Makes more money.
Well, and so don't fool anybody. It
Yeah.
makes more money.
It's always about money.
Yeah.
But I think that, that you said you brought up Lechuga. I would say Lechuga's teams were solid, but they still never made the playoffs.
Boy, I'll never forget watching him run the. I mean, he was
was
so
good.
quick.
He was.
He was small, right?
Yeah.
So like nobody could catch him. Just and he's gone.
He was very good. He came after me, so I was at GP. I graduated 08, and then like 3 or 4 years later, he came.
He came in.
Yeah.
Um,
But my class wasn't very good there either. So I mean, it's not like I would give football references to all of the 80s. I would say all of the 80s were good in football. Then the 90s were not, and then baseball was good at GP. Kerry Wood and all of them.
So let's transition in to kind of a little basketball.
Yeah.
Pre-cap or preview here.
Yep.
Savion's probably one of the top players. He was a starter last year.
Yeah, of course.
Is he the only returning starter?
Yes, but there was bench players that were rotating in that are going to be starters now.
And do you know anything about our Cedar Hill guys that came?
I don't know their exact names yet because I haven't been able to give that out, but they're still on the team and they're doing good. But there's a freshman that came over from Reagan, was supposed to go to South, but we have open enrollment.
Okay.
And so he's at GP now, and he's about 6'5", freshman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's freshman, 6'5".
Then they got another kid from last year that was getting in, and he was a freshman last year, Barack Holland. Now he's going to be a sophomore.
Okay.
They got Matthew McGee, and his brother is number 11 on the football team.
Okay.
Matthew, they're twins.
11 is a receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
So his brother was wearing number 3 for GP last year in basketball.
So Posey and Goldstein are gone.
Yep, college.
So Savion's going to be one of the top guys, and we're not sure who's going to be stepping up, being the main guy.
Right.
What position did Savion play last year?
I would say shooting guard, small forward.
Yeah, so we'll look for a kind of a...
He's a momentum type of guy.
Oh, dude. Like I said, when Joe was telling me about him, he's like, yeah, he's a fast guy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, and he steals the ball more than as much as anybody, blah, blah, blah. Right when he says that, I mean, and I'm thinking about a wide receiver when a football from, like, if I throw you a football, it's going to be like, and you kind of catch it, right? When my buddy Richard Bridges, who used to play
Coach
quarterback
Bridges,
GP, he used to be coach too. When he threw me the football, I mean, like I usually couldn't catch it because he throws it so fast. I've never been a receiver, right? So I was just thinking about the strength of your hands catching the football from a quarterback. And so when you're reaching out to steal a basketball pass, it's not just a hand that's out there slapping it. You got to have some real strength, and that's what he did. He just slap it out of there and dunk it, layup.
As good as he is in basketball, I think he's better in football.
Really?
But that's a blessing to be good in 2 sports.
Oh, yeah. And I just, for GP purposes, I hope he plays both through senior year, because we're missing out a little bit because of COVID this year. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this D line. You see, they're pretty big for GP. Man. But basketball is going to be good. I think with the Arlington schools, with it, Lamar, Bowie, Martin, those are going to be the toughest Arlington schools in basketball.
Yeah, we don't have the same. This is the new district year, right?
Right.
Oh wow! So
all the Arlington schools.
We had those tough schools.
Yeah, DeSoto,
year.
Cedar Hill, and all them.
Jeez.
That's why
Waxahachie was.
Yeah,
wicked.
And that's why when GP's playing in football against Arlington this next week, I feel like if we lose, hey, I'll have to eat my words. We win, I predicted it.
Yeah. And that'll, against the Colts, that'll set the stage. I mean, that'll show that
set the tone. Show everybody who GP is.
A legit deal.
They just beat Sam Houston. A spoiler alert. They're up 14-0 right now. They win 47-19. But, with all that being said, let me explain. Grand Prairie has always been the little brother to South in football for a long time now. Over there,
Yeah,
Sam Houston
yeah.
has been little brother in football
Okay.
for a long time now.
Okay.
This little brother just beat the H out of, the little brother from
Yeah.
Arlington. So if that's y'all's little brother, our little brother disowns your little brother. So we want to see what
true.
your big brothers are talking about
Yes,
now.
that's right, man.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Now, our big brother just lost to Bowie.
Yeah,
So I don't think our big brother's big brother anymore.
you're right.
I think we're the new big brother, and I think South's going to find out next week.
That's so cool, man. And
And when the podcast airs, it might be this week.
well, I think I wanted to get this out before Friday.
Yeah.
So anybody that listened would have an understanding of what's going on.
South's got a good team, but South's got a quarterback dilemma. They don't know
Really?
who they're going to play. They got Sean Stegall, white quarterback. Then they got this other kid. This other
So
kid
they're
coming up,
kinda-
young black quarterback.
Identity problems there.
Yeah.
They don't know who's who. Whereas we're set.
We are set. Our quarterback is our quarterback, Michael Stallworth. Them over at South, they're rotating. They got a new offensive coordinator at South,
Yeah.
so they're trying to get all the plays the right way. Now, don't get me wrong. South has 3 D1 wide receivers,
Yeah.
but GP's got Savion, and Savion's better than every one of them.
Yeah. Well, hey, I didn't want to press this one at all. I wanted to do a little love on GP Sports,
Yep.
but let's do this. I can cut some of this.
Yeah.
Let's get it to the next score.
Yeah.
And I'll just, like I said, I can cut a minute or two,
Yeah.
a couple minutes out of this, and we'll do a little quick.
Anyways, long story short, GP scored every time they had the ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're not going to give up the ball. And GP doesn't turn the ball over because this quarterback is smart, Michael Stallworth. If he doesn't see anything, he's not going to throw a pick. He's going to run with it. Okay, that's old Matthew McGee getting upfield for a first down. So on this replay right here, we're going to see Michael Stallworth. They're showing the replay. Michael Stallworth's waiting on the ball. And he's going to do a fake pitch, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to run up for about 20 yards. And now he's in their territory. Now he already knows they're about to score. The thing I like about Michael Stallworth is that he is just so fast, and he's tall. So fake pitch, get it up the field. So, yeah, they're about to score pretty quick. They're already on the 20. I think they might call a penalty in a second, but after that.
Well, I love this, how fast. I mean, this ain't no BS. I mean, they're just boom, boom, boom.
GP, yeah, their offense is tempo. I think they got the same offensive coordinator, but for the past couple seasons under Tatamy, their offense, they ran a different offense.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I know Sam Houston's not top tier, but I'm telling you, they've got to have athletes there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got football players playing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're out there.
They're out there, but Savion is just – he's different. Yeah,
It's interesting. I just love seeing.
All right, they're about to score. They're about to score right here. Boom. Touchdown. Savion Red.
Look, yeah, that was a highlight I saw. No,
Yeah.
that was his highlight.
Mhm.
Because I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Young Fly Red.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He is different. On this replay, you see Stallworth does the fake. Then he just throws it. It's a laser.
Wide open, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
Savion is just different, man. He's a different breed. So
are they gonna leave him open? You know what I mean? Like,
if you fast forward it to like the 250 mark, you could see the
Towards the
score.
end?
The score gets out of hand.
well, that's 21-7 right there.
Yeah,
Wait, did they score? Yeah, because they did score a couple times.
Yeah, so Sam Houston scored again.
So I wonder then when they stopped scoring, right? Like,
I think GP scores again before halftime.
yeah.
Right
Why
here.
did Sam Houston stop scoring? Did we finally step it up enough? Or?
Well, we figured out how to stop them.
Yeah.
Here goes this. We made adjustments. Yeah, we're about to score again before halftime.
I think that's right. What you just said. I love the making adjustments.
Mhm.
That's the ball game. That's like how you win football games.
Yep.
Because a lot of these, I mean, you got your athleticism you can't beat, but then you have the coaching that says, okay, we're getting beat here. Let's try this. Boom.
Well, so what was happening is that Amari Milton is the name of the quarterback for Sam Houston. He was literally getting first downs every time he would take off with it. GP put 2 linebackers on him, and he did not run for the rest of the game. And they made their adjustment at halftime.
Okay.
But this is right before halftime. GP's about to score again. And I don't think they score right on this play. It's like a play or two after this. But they move the ball very quickly. Yeah, so here we go. Stallworth's back there. Stallworth's going to fake it and toss it out to his wide receiver. Wide receiver
Ooh,
makes
new
him.
guy, 18.
Yeah, that's Medlin, Enrique Medlin.
Uh-oh, here. I think
Yeah,
this
they're
is
about
it.
to. They're about to.
So
this
they're
is,
on what, the 7, 8? They're on the 8,
Yep.
7, 8.
He's gonna
Little
toss
shotgun.
it. See, that one got tipped by the linebacker because the defense knew that was a little too predictable.
Yeah, yeah. You have fun doing this, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. The play-by-play is really what it is. If I had somebody to do it with me, it'd be more fun, but because of COVID.
Yeah. What
They
about
don't-
your prep work and stuff? Like,
Well,
like
I
getting the
study,
names
yeah.
down?
So I already got the rosters in my car for Martin and South,
Yeah.
and that's in the day after tomorrow.
And the best part about what you're doing there is like seeing the names and the numbers and getting them together. So when you see them on the field, you can. Is that kind of?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure, and sometimes I'll take binoculars with me, make sure I get the names right with the numbers, and I have a spotter with me telling me who made the tackle.
Oh, good.
So, and then Jackie's next door. So like,
He does the clock.
yeah, well, no, Jackie is the announcer for GP.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just doing the.
So I do the play-by-play online. He does the announcing for the stadium. So I put the blinds back when I'm there with Jackie, but when I'm there with the people from South, I close the blinds.
Really?
No offense to them, I just don't want to see them.
Yeah. There's no.
Jackie's my friend. I want to see Jackie.
Yeah. There's no reason to.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they take a timeout right here, but yeah. So Jackie will come talk to me during halftime. He'll be like, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see that?" And we'll talk about because we're both doing the same thing pretty much. We're both announcing. I'm just online and he's on the game, on the speakers. But I think Jackie might be actually calling the South Martin game this Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah, because, I don't want to put anybody's business out there. I'm not going to say his name, but the announcer for South is in the hospital for the same thing that Coach Bartell is.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say his name, but I'm sure you know who he
Sure.
is.
And I I've not heard except for what I've been told, and so I don't
I think he's on
put
the
it out there.
board with you.
Yeah. I don't tell. It's none of my.
Yeah.
If they're not telling, then I'm not.
Right.
I got to respect the privacy of it in my position.
Yep, so-
nice little
So
run
that's
in.
Ira Stuckey. He's a junior running back as well.
I've seen his name on there. Is he on the basketball team? No?
He didn't play basketball for us last year. I know pretty much all the basketball kids. See, look at that. Told you.
Homecoming.
They're using the Gopher Smile with some Mickey.
Hey, I love the Gopher smile, man. Oh, it was on the snap. Oh, got kicked out.
And that's Torres.
Is that a touchdown?
No, it's not going to be a touchdown. Spoiler.
Oh, it's so close.
But Savion's about to come out.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll just pop it in there at that point, right?
They're about to give him the ball. Here he goes right here at quarterback. Look how calm he is back there. He's just waiting, calling out the play, looking
Oh, is
around.
he QB?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, dude. He's running. Yeah, boy.
Get off me. Okay, he almost got in there. He's about to get in there now. He's going to call everybody back. He's going to come on.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's like, come on, hurry. He's telling everybody. It's like, you get set up too. He is the leader of this team, dude.
That's good, man.
He's like, yeah, get set. Sam Houston probably knows he's getting the ball, right?
I'm gonna have to DM him, man. Show him support.
Okay, they call a false start. No, they called it on the think they called us on the defense.
Encroachment.
Mm-hmm.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty.
11 started
Repeat
clapping his
first down.
hands. He's like, yeah. Yep, that's Matthew
Offsides.
McGee.
Defense. 75. 5-yard penalty. Repeats first and second.
And then the quarterback stalwart's out there at wide receiver. So he's far out at the far right.
number 4.
No, he's wearing number 1. Michael
One
Stallworth.
on.
4 is another receiver. Look, they're all trying to bunch in. Look at him. Savion's like, watch me do
Yeah,
this.
boy. Just walk on in. He's got some passion too, man. He's getting hype. That's good.
Look how big he is.
Dude. We got a baller on our hands.
We got a baller. We just got to take care of him.
Yeah.
So that puts the score up right there. Then you're up 33-13 at that point.
Jeez, you got 2 more TDs coming, huh?
Yeah, because at this point the game's already over. Sam Houston's just trying to run the clock out at this point. It's 47-19.
That's game. Matt, man, this is fun.
It was.
I think we can do more of this, especially with respect. I mean, I think we can knock out 15, 20 minutes
Yeah,
on a recap if you want to.
we can start doing that.
Like after the game.
Yeah,
And if I'm not, hunting season's coming in, but if I'm
Yeah.
not, I'll do it that weekend.
yeah.
Or we can just do it one day of the week. And
That'll work.
And, I want to do an hour or I want to talk about a lot of things. But the reality of it is we can come in, do that recap.
Short and
I
sweet.
can release it, and that should be GP kind of
Fast, quick,
sports deal.
fast, quick, and easy. And then
Yeah.
more GP people will appreciate that coming from you.
Absolutely. All right, man. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
See
Thank
you next
brother.
time. All right, bro.
We'll see you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, my man.